like all the legal things, was that like hard to start figuring out, and like finding, well, your manager, but also like, because I would love to know this type of stuff, because like eventually I want to, like, this podcast, I'm calling it also my brand now, because I want to expand it, because I have other ideas for it and whatnot, but
Mm-hmm.
I want to start like getting into this stuff. So like, was like the finding out the legal stuff hard, or was it easy with your, family with the businesses?
Definitely it helps to have my family knowledge and expertise.
Hmm.
100%. I think there are a lot of really good free online resources, like particularly on YouTube, for things like how to get a trademark, how to get a business license, I am really self-taught in almost everything that I do. Like my college degree is very, very unrelated to what I do with my business. And
Right.
so I'm just a really big advocate of, if you don't know, look it up on YouTube and watch from experts, because there's so much good free knowledge out there.
Yes. Okay. That. Okay. So I was doing that. So that makes me feel
Good,
good.
good, good, good. We're on the same page.
So, so, possible idea. I don't know if it's possible at all, but like, would it, like, someone was maybe asking for a custom collage and tells you like what they want? Is that hard?
Yes. I mean, we get requests for that all the time. And I'm like, maybe down the road if we had a big team of designers, but
Right.
I don't think people have any idea how much time goes into each one. And so if I were to do a custom collage, I would charge probably thousands of dollars.
Wow.
So I'm not sure that that would quite fit yet, but what we're trying to do is get to a point where we have a mini kit, like a 30 image collage kit for each like very niche aesthetic, like light cottage core in green, dark academia in blue, so that we can have very winnowed down to people's personal aesthetics so that they can mix and match. And that's
Hmm.
been a cool piece of archive, is seeing how people will get like the dark side and the dark wizard and the cunning aesthetic, and they'll mix them all together and create something that's very unique. And they'll
Hmm.
incorporate their own art and their own photos. So it kind of becomes a little bit collaborative with the customer. So
Okay.
that's kind of the direction that we're hoping to go, that people can kind of make their own custom thing based off of the building blocks that we give them.
I like that. Well, because as you can see, this is a mess right now. Like, it's just a bunch of stuff I threw up that I thought would be cool for background. But so, I mean, maybe we'll get an out on a limb one going, just for once.
I love it. That's so cool.
But so, what is your big business goal then? With Archive Sunday then?
Like a big goal.
Yeah.
Oof. My older sister, Chelsea, and I feel shy even saying it out loud, but she was Forbes 30 under 30 for her business.
Really? No
And
way.
that is just like an elusive dream of mine. I would love to be Forbes 30 under 30. That's kind of a number in my mind. I think when I started Archive, I remember thinking like 6 figures. That is where I want to get. I want to get to 6 figures in sales in the first year. Like that is my ultimate goal. And
That's
we
cool.
ended up passing that goal in the first 100 days. And
Jeez.
and so once I kind of tripped that goal, I was like, okay, I gotta raise my sights a little bit higher. So at this point, I'm not really sure how big this could go or what we could do with it, but I think we really have been so lucky that we have this kind of devoted customer base. And I know most of their names, and like we'll talk in our group message and we'll be like, oh, Petra bought something, like we love Petra, but we've been so lucky to have these people supporting us and really driving and galvanizing the growth of the business.
Hmm.
So that's the ultimate thing that I care about the most, is I want to keep making stuff for these fans, and I want to keep creating art that helps them feel like they're putting themselves inside of their favorite universes.
Wow, that is awesome. And then I mean that's gonna be really cool. And then you obviously have your your YouTube channel, and then does TikTok pay now? I heard someone that they're starting to pay. Is that true?
Yeah, so TikTok has the creator fund. I personally don't have the creator fund turned on
Mhm.
because it punishes your views in the algorithm.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, and I decided that for my business model, it was much more important to me to get the views, because that's how I advertise the collages, is through my TikTok. And I'm
Yeah.
like, it's so much more important for me to get my stuff out than to have the creator fund, because it's not a great payout for how much you create, if that makes sense. However,
Yeah.
YouTube is much easier to monetize. So I'm hoping that I can
Yes.
figure out YouTube in the next year, because I have posted almost nothing.
Well, yeah. Well, I saw your YouTube. It has like 50,000 subscribers now currently, and like videos get views. And my friend, he has like a gaming channel, but he has like 30,000 subscribers. And that's an episode I'm putting out after yours. But he's telling me how much he's making in a month. So I mean, you definitely could be killing that then.
That would be really cool. I have not made a video for YouTube yet. The only things I posted on there is like TikToks that I've just cross posted. And so that is on my to-do list, and something I'm really hoping I can do in the next year is get kind of rolling on YouTube, but it's a little intimidating for me. So I hopefully I figure it out.
Well, if you need any help, I got you. We could I mean, I'm not an expert at it by any means, but like I'm getting used to it. So if you
that would be awesome. Definitely.
do you edit like using Premiere Pro or anything then, or like for your TikToks?
I actually edit using Splice, just the app on your phone.
Matt does the same thing. My friend does the same thing.
It's so easy. It's so easy. And I think that's honestly one of the keys to my success, I would say, is that I edit so fast. Like I will get off of a photo shoot with footage and I'll be like boop, 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 in the back of the car, and I'll have an edit within like 10 minutes.
That's crazy.
And so I think that people think that I spend longer on the edits than I actually do. Because at this point they're pretty formulaic. Like I kind of know what works and what doesn't. And so that's a big piece of advice that I would have for any new creators is don't overthink your editing and learn how to do it in a very, very fast way, because TikTok has such a short lifespan on any video. Like anything you post in about 2 or 3 days, it's old news, which is really different than YouTube or Instagram or Facebook, where content just has more longevity. And so you have to be really quick on your TikTok edits, and you have to be able to hear an audio and in the same 24 hours or 48 hours, put something out with that audio. So it's a very fast-paced world.
I hope people understand, but like editing this stuff gets so hard. Like it's so time consuming. So it's like that's crazy that Splice is just that quick.
Yeah, I would say definitely a Splice. And then the app that I use for colors is the app Prequel. And that's what I do to put like kind of a quick color edit. And actually, this was so exciting. Prequel just reached out to me, and I'm going to be partnering with Prequel on some stuff. Way. So that'll be cool. So
that's awesome.
That.
That's awesome. Congrats. I actually just got my first sponsorship. It's this thing called Javita. So
guys, we got our first sponsorship in the books. Thank you to Javita. With their coffee sticks, it's designed for coffee on the go and to cut costs. It's easily accessible anywhere. You can put in your backpack pocket, literally anywhere you want to carry this. But it's a little pocket and it acts as a stir, and there's coffee grains inside. So all you have to do is just heat up some water and stir it up, and you got fresh hot coffee with a slight hint of vanilla. So no more coffee makers, no more stirs, and it saves you time. If you're interested, go to javita.co, and they're for one box of 15. It is $13.99, so it's already on sale. But if you enter my code AdamMac5, you get 5% off. And I just want to thank Javita again, because this is my very first sponsorship, and it's a small channel right now, but it can only grow from here. So I just went out on a limb that you continue to grow this tree by doing something different, or just be yourself. Now back to the episode.
So I didn't like sponsor it in the video, but I'm gonna put it as like I made a video of it itself. So when I edit this, I'll like put it in a little part of the segment, probably in the beginning. But it's like it's my friend who he's like an entrepreneur, and he created this, or someone created a coffee brand idea, and he like started it, and he actually wanted me to ask you. So I mean I'll edit this part out, but like it's like literally a coffee stick. Like there's coffee inside of this, like it's these little holes, and like all you do is just heat up water and just put this in and stir it up, and it's like fresh hot coffee. It's like 2 seconds.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, but he said, I mean that's a lady talk. I just thought of it now just because you mentioned that, but I'll edit that part out.
That's so cool. I love it.
Yeah, but that is a really cool thing. And then have you ever tried After Effects or anything like that?
I haven't. That is on my to-do list of things to learn, is learn like video editing. And I think that this is honestly a piece of advice that I would have in general for creators, is I think that there's this idea that you have to be really good at video or really good at photo to start.
Mm-hmm.
I read a quote once that just totally changed my perspective. And it talked about how people that get drawn to create art or create media, it's probably because they already have good taste, right? Like if you want to start making music, it's probably because you love music and you can tell what is good music. And every artist has to go over this hump where for a while, the stuff that you create is going to be bad. Like my first TikToks for the first month or two were not good quality. They were poorly filmed, poorly edited. I looked bad, you know, but you have to go over this hump of making bad art in order for your art to get good. And that's where most people burn out, because it's very frustrating to be working really hard and not feeling like it's being successful. But you have to just push through that initial barrier of entry so that your art gets better, so that you finally have success. But it's difficult as artists when we have such good taste and we can tell that what we're creating is not quite as good as we want it to be.
Let me add on to that quote, because I feel like it kind of pertains to it. My religious teacher when I was in high school, he said this still sticks to me. It's one of my coolest pieces that like I've ever heard. But he said that people have like a dream. I call them goals. I don't believe in dreams anymore. I just say goals because that's what I want to achieve. But he said people believe in their dreams and they like go for it and they keep going and keep working hard. And then eventually they get this close to their dream, like this close, and they just quit because they don't see it. But they were just that close and they don't understand. Like that just blew my mind. So that sticks to me. So that's why anything I put my mind to, like I just can't stop it, because like what if I'm that close? Like I don't want to live life on a what if. And so that kind of hits me.
Yeah, I mean, I think I definitely felt that with Miss Utah. You know, this last year at Miss Utah, like I had worked so hard. And like everyone works hard. And, you know, so it's not like I deserved it any more than anybody else. But I think that for my family, especially watching me, to work so hard and to see so much growth over the last 7 years and then to fall short and to be this close to winning and not pull it off. I think that was a moment where literally every person in my family was like, don't do it again. Like, why would you do it again? It's not going to happen. Like, you do not have what it takes. And I have just had to be like, no, I see this dream and I will not stop until I do everything I can. And if you fail, then like, whatever, at least you tried. So much better to live with the feeling of, oh, I failed at something once, but at least I tried, than to live with the regret of, oh, I wish I would have tried one more time. I wish I would have ran that last mile, you know?
Exactly. You seem, I mentioned this earlier, like what you do with your free time, but like, do you have time for like relationships, or like, what do you do with that? Then do you just like literally don't focus on that at all?
Like with dating and stuff?
Yeah.
I don't think I have texted a man back in about 6 months. I was dating, and then I just kind of went ghost on a lot of people. So if you're watching this and that's you, I'm really sorry. No, I would say it's not my top priority right now. Like I'm not against it, but it's not my top priority. And like my life is such insanity right now. Like I have like dating apps and I like never use them. And there was a man like yesterday that messaged me on Hinge, and he was like, oh, like you're a big Harry Potter fan. So I think I have a picture of like my Slytherin stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah. And he's like, oh, my sister is a huge fan. She even has a wand. And I'm like looking at my pile of 15 wands in the corner next to my lightsabers, next to all my other stuff. And I'm like, oh, this man has no idea what he would get himself into. So I'm hoping if I ever get into another relationship, it will be because lightning strikes. So we'll see.
That's the thing, because I need to learn that too. But anyway, so you're with political science. Do you have any like do you want to like continue with that, or do you want to just continue with your business then?
Absolutely. I would love to keep doing politics. You know, I think that I hope to do public service and run for office later in life, like probably when I've had kids and my kids are grown up. And I think I'll probably always be involved with advocating for whatever I'm most passionate about. I think that within the Utah political spectrum, I think the most important place that I've seen for myself is to advocate for and with the refugee community, and, you know, to support different pieces of legislation that will benefit them and benefit, you know, the work that's being done here by them to build and support that community. So I think I will always have a passionate love for politics, and I'm very open to any political broadcasting jobs or anything like that. But that's probably a couple years down the road.
That's fair. So is your big goal in life, I know the business goal with Forbes, is there any like huge goal? Is it, I'm assuming Miss America then? Or Miss Universe,
yeah,
maybe?
definitely. I mean, Miss America would be such a dream. I'm so passionate about the organization because so much of my professional success, I would say, has come from my participating in Miss Utah. Like I was telling the story on a live last night. The governor candidate that I worked for over the spring, I actually met him when I was at an event as Miss Greater Salt Lake. So that's the capacity that I was there. And when you do pageants and you hold titles, the main chunk of what you do is you go to events in the community. And most of the time it's me, one person, showing up at like a 5K where I don't know anybody and I'm in a crown, and you literally have to just find people to talk to and start networking. Wow. And that's a really difficult skill that I think a lot of people don't have, to be able to just show up in a random venue and be able to just hold your own. And so I've been working on that skill for years. So when I met, John Huntsman at this event, I was definitely initially very starstruck because I know his political career. He was the ambassador to Russia. He was the ambassador to China under Obama, and is a former governor of Utah. And I just walked up to him, introduced myself, asked for a photo, and started talking to him about what I do with refugees, what I do with Miss Utah. And his deputy campaign manager got my phone number and offered me a job basically on the spot.
Wow.
And truly, it was because directly of those skills that I learned through the Miss America organization. So for that reason, I would love to be able to serve as Miss Utah or serve as Miss America and help people, I think, reevaluate their stereotypes and ideas of what it means to be a pageant girl and show them that, no, this is a very valuable skills development program, and it creates professionalism in young women that benefits them for the rest of their life.
I respect that. I love doing that type of stuff. Just going out and random and just meeting people. It's the coolest thing because you never know who you're going to meet. But
for real.
Did your goal change at all with like going with your business? Like, does your mindset change at all? Like trying to get away from just college stuff, like your major stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it has taken over a lot of my time, but I see kind of all the pieces working together. If anything, I feel like TikTok and Archive Sunday has finally allowed all my skill sets to sort of combine. Like, I've been working as a photographer for years. I've done graphic design for years. I love public speaking. I love video. I love writing fantasy and fan fiction. I love business. I love recycling. And so kind of all of these pieces were able to combine together to make Archive Sunday. So I don't think it's a shift as much as finally being able to have like a stage and a venue to do what I wanted to do.
Did you think about going on Shark Tank at all, like in advertising your product or anything?
Oh, I would love to go on Shark Tank. I think I need to look into applying because I watch Shark Tank religiously. I just enjoy it so much. So I think I would be very starstruck, but very excited if I ever got that opportunity.
All right. Well, then, quick question then. So between Marvel, Star Wars, Harry Potter, what is your favorite what's your favorite series out of anything?
Oh, that's a good question. I think the world of Harry Potter. If I could go live in any universe, it would be at Hogwarts in Harry Potter. I love the characters in Star Wars the best. I enjoy watching the Marvel movies the most, if that makes sense. That was a very political answer. But
so, okay, well, we're going to have to give your character name. I'm going to name you Queen Esprit, just because I saw it on your social media, Esprit. So we're going to put Queen. I had to give it a try.
Sounds good.
So who's your favorite character then out of any of those series?
Ooh, definitely Kylo Ren. Ren, like Kyle on Squash. Another level. I love him in a way that I cannot explain or describe. He's the best.
That's awesome. So is there anything else that you would like to add to this podcast? Because we were almost done with time.
I think just thank you for having me. And I feel like we've just been chatting as buddies. So it's been really fun.
It's really cool to have met you. And then where can people follow you at?
They can follow me on TikTok at Kylo Squash, Kylo Squash, like the vegetable. And then they can follow me on YouTube under Sasha Sloan, or look up the Noble House of Black series. And then on Instagram at Sasha E. Sloan.
Perfect. And then stay on for like 2 seconds after this thing. But yeah, so here's my outro. We just went on a limb that you continue to grow this tree by doing something different, or just be yourself. Peace.